Hi everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another of my top favorite lists. And this one is my top favorite Star Wars women. And as you can see, I'm trying something a little different. So please let me know what you think in the comment section. Okay. These ladies are some of the most well-known women from Star Wars. And unfortunately, there are not a lot of women in Star Wars, as the series predominantly has a lot of men in it. And I feel that there are 10 ladies that really need, in my opinion, to be recognized. And here they are. Number 10 is Shakti. You will remember Shakti, for those of you who have seen it, from my top 10 favorite Jedi list video, and she is one of my top 10 favorite Jedi. One of the things I really like about her is that she's very wise, and she's also very compassionate. We really see that in the very few episodes of the Clone Wars that we see her in. We really see that. I can say this: we will not be seeing her in Rebels or in The Last Jedi in Episode 9, as she sacrifices herself, not within the movie franchise or the TV show, but she does pass away before the events of Rebels, so we will unfortunately not be seeing her, which is, a little bit of a downer. I would have loved to have seen her in, at least in Rebels. Another thing you will notice about her is that she is member of one of my favorite races. She is a Taruga, for those of you who are not up on your Star Wars races. And I really, really liked her. And I did feel that despite the limited exposure she got, she did deserve a spot on this list. Okay, number 9 is Aayla Secura. And again, she's not a character we are going to be seeing in Rebels, as she is killed in Revenge of the Sith, which is unfortunate because I really would have loved to have seen her in Rebels. You'll see that she is one of my favorite Jedi. She actually made my top 10 favorite Jedi list. She's also a member of my favorite race. Let's see if I can get a light on there to give. Yeah. She is a Twi'leks, and I do like Twi'lekses, or however you'd say the plural form for Twi'leks. One of the things I love about her is her personality. She has a personality that is just very outgoing. I guess it's a Taruga trait, or not Taruga, a Twi'leks trait, as a couple of the other Twi'lekses that were exposed to kind of do have that personality as well. But that is part of her personality, and I really do like that about her. She's also, like Shakti, she comes off as very wise, and characters that have that influence, I really like it. Like when they're supposed to be teachers and protectors and whatnot, I like when they come off as very wise. I also like when they come off as very compassionate, and she does that as well. So she's got that going for her as well. She also, moving on, number 8 is Rey, and Rey is the only lady on this list who has not been on one of my other lists, solely because she didn't really rank high enough. She did get an honorable mention in my top 5 favorite Star Wars couples, and an honorable mention in my top 5 favorite Star Wars characters list. And I know what you're thinking, why would you give her an honorable mention in your couples list when she's not in a relationship with anybody? That one was solely because I like the idea of her and Finn being a couple, which is solely why she was honorable mention on that. Things I like about her, which is that she has a very mysterious past. We don't know much about her past. And I don't know about you guys, but I love a good mystery. And Rey herself is a mystery. She's also extremely loyal. When she is offered all those ration packets for BB, she could have very easily turned him in, given him to this person or alien being, and taken the ration packets, because we know that she is in desperate need of them, and she doesn't. So she does come across as extremely loyal. She's also very smart. We saw her do things mechanically with the Falcon that even Han didn't think of doing. So she's extremely smart. She's also very powerful, as when her force powers kick in, she is able to go toe-to-toe with Kylo Ren / Ben Solo. So she is extremely powerful, and I can only surmise that once she gets some training from Luke, she will become even more powerful. Maybe even take Luke's place as the leader of the new Jedi School. She's also a pivotal character in the new trilogy that's shaping up. I mean, it's the 4 pivotal characters or focal characters within this new trilogy are her, Finn, Poe, and Kylo Ren / Ben Solo. So she is one of the pivotal characters in the movie. Sorry if I'm stumbling over the word. Within this new trilogy. I also loved how her force powers rapidly appeared. I thought that was a very unique trait. You don't see that very often with the Jedi characters. Their abilities kind of grow once they appear, like gradually. And I know some of you who watch Rebels are going to say, oh, well, Ezra's did too, but Ezra's grew throughout his childhood. Rey's, once they awoken, bam, they were there. And she was able to do things that Ezra had to train to do. So I did like her. Now, moving on, and all the ladies you are going to see here did make my top 20 favorite Jedi list, just so you know. Okay, number 7 is Ventress, who, as I stated not that long ago, is one of my favorite characters. And I know if you're saying, why a villain? Well, it says right there in black and white, some villains you just love to hate, and Ventress is one of them. She also, in the Clone Wars Night Sisters arc, they gave her a good backstory, which really made you feel for her to a degree. So I did like that about her. It was that backstory that really made her an interesting character for me. Moving on, number 6 is Ryo Chuchi, and if I'm mispronouncing her last name, I apologize. She is a Clone Wars character. I really hope to see her in Rebels, and maybe even in The Last Jedi and Episode 9, if at all possible. But as of the posting of this video, she's exclusively a Clone Wars character. She is a senator, and you can tell she really cares about her people. We don't see her very much. She has a few cameos in Clone Wars, and she's really only involved in 2 episodes, but the 2 episodes we see her in, we can really tell that she cares about her people, and also her planet, or moon, or, wherever her people live. And she's extremely young and has a lot of responsibilities, but she really doesn't let her get her down. I'm pegging her at about 12 or 16. Based on a couple factors. We know from The Phantom Menace that Padme was 14 when she was elected queen, and it is highly possible that, or highly unlikely that nobody entered the race for queen and got elected, so she probably did have some political background before that, which means she would have been much younger than 14 when she got into politics. And we know Leia got into politics very early as well. We also know that Lux Bonteri got into politics at 16, possibly much younger, as his mother was a senator for their planet. So it is not unlikely that Chuchi got involved in politics at a very young age, possibly, 11 or 12 or 13 at the oldest. And as you can see, she is one of my favorite characters, and I do like Pandorans as well. So she's also one of my favorite races, though it is not listed there. Moving on, number 5 is Duchess Satine. She is exclusively a Clone Wars character. We will not be seeing her in Rebels, as she dies very close to the end of the Clone Wars series. But you can see there are several reasons why she made this list. One, she stands up for what she believes in, and I do like that about a character. Number 2, she will defend herself despite being opposed to violence. She's very, very much a pacifist. She does not agree with killing or violence of any nature. She's also a very passionate leader, and I do like that. With leaders, I do like that about them. And she puts her people before herself, and I do like that about her as well. She is one of my favorite characters. She's also one half of one of my top 5 favorite Star Wars couples. And to see who the other half of her other half is, just, check out my top 5 favorite Star Wars couple video. Those were just some of the things I really, really liked about her, and why I believe why she's earned a spot on this list. Okay, number 4 is Princess Leia, or General Leia, or, whatever you want to call her. I like to think of Leia as the First Lady of Star Wars, as she is actually the first female main character we are exposed to in New Hope, which a lot of people refer to as Star Wars. I call it New Hope. She's also, while she's a princess, she's not your typical princess, as she does not sit back and let the guys do everything for her. She is willing to get her hands dirty and help out. We see her helping out in her own rescue. We see her leading troops, not necessarily in battle, but inspiring troops. And we see her willing to get her hands dirty and help fix the Falcon. So she is just not your typical princess, which is one of the things I liked about her. She did make my top favorite characters list, and she also made she and Han made my top favorite Star Wars couples list as well. Moving on, number 3 is Sabine Wren, and I really, really liked Sabine Wren. We see her mature a lot within Rebels, so I really did like that. I liked her backstory. Once I got around to giving her backstory, I really did like that. And I really liked how in Season 3 she really steps up with her Mandalorian roots and whatnot. Also, she reminds me a lot of my sister, as they are both edgy with a creative flair. Sabine is also one of my favorite characters, and she's also, along with Ezra Bridger, made my favorite Star Wars couples list. Number 2 is Hera Syndulla. I really, really like Hera. She is a Twi'lek, which is one of my favorite races, and she also is one of my favorite characters. She ranked very high on my favorite characters list, and she, along with Kanan Jarrus, made my top 5 favorite Star Wars couples list. But that alone is not why she made it on this list. She is very compassionate. You see that with her compassion with the Ghost crew, particularly Ezra and Sabine, who really seemed to need her as a mother figure, and whatnot. And when things go bad for Kanan, she's always there for him, which I really, really liked. She doesn't let the past dictate her future. You really see that in her, about her. And she's a pilot. If you can't tell by her outfit, she is a pilot. She can fly anything from a freighter like the Ghost to a fighter pilot to a fighter ship like the B-Wing. She's actually the first one to ever fly the B-Wing. And I mean, how many female characters in Star Wars that we see a lot of and that have names are actually pilots. I think Hera's the only one. So, those are some of the reasons why I really liked her. Okay, before I move on to number 1, I wanted to do a few honorable mentions. These are ladies that I did like. They just, for one reason or another, did not make the list. They just did not rank high enough to make the list. And those ladies are Padme Amidala, Shmi Skywalker, and if I misspelled her first name, I apologize for that. Bo-Katan, who is Satine's sister. The sister. Jin, I believe is how you say her name. Mia Bonteri. Numa. Numa mostly got an honorable mention because she's just so darn cute. She was just so darn cute in Clone Wars. And I loved how she matured in Rebels. And Maz Kanata, I believe is how you say her last name. So, yeah, those are the honorable mentions. And my number 1 favorite Star Wars character, favorite lady of Star Wars is Ahsoka Tano. First off, I absolutely love Ahsoka's design. I do. She's a Taruga, and I just love the design for the Tarugas. We also see her really mature, much like we do with Sabine. She goes from 14 to 16 in the Clone Wars, and then she returns in Rebels as an adult. As of the posting of this video, we really don't know what happened to her. That's not one of the reasons why I like her. But I guess you could say it kind of falls into the mystery, like with Rey. So there's there. I'm really hoping she did survive her encounter with Vader at the end of Season 2, because I really would like her to come back. I really would like her to be in The Last Jedi in Episode 9, but that is up to Lucasfilm. Also, she's extremely powerful as a Jedi character. I mean, she's discovered by Master Plo Koon when she's 3 years old, and that is extremely rare. Most Jedi children aren't discovered until they're at least 5 years old. So she is extremely powerful. She's also one of my favorite races, as I've mentioned before. She did make my top 10 favorite Jedi list. She also made my top 20 favorite Jedi characters list. And she, along with Lux Bonteri, made my top 5 favorite Star Wars couples list. So she actually, the only 2 of my Star Wars lists, as to the date that she actually did not make, was my top favorite clone troopers, or top favorite clones, excuse me, and my top favorite fathers and father figures, for obvious reasons, as she is not a clone, and she is a female, not male. So that's my list. Please note that all pictures seen in this video belong to their respective artists. I own absolutely nothing. Feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know where these ladies rank within your list of the top of, Star Wars ladies. And, what other women you thought are worthy of the title. Also, please like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I will leave the information in the description section. Also, feel free to check out my top 10 favorite Jedi list. It is my only non-special edition top favorite video. I will leave the link in the description section. Also, for more information on these ladies, please check out the Cantizia channel. He does a lot of in-depth look at the individual characters. So, feel free to check that out. Also, feel free to check out my top favorite special edition videos. So they are right there. And also feel free to check out my other videos, which are listed right there. And as always, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.